Hello dear Bytecoin enthusiasts, welcome back to the fourth video of the Mega Bytecoin update. We're going to be covering something very awesome, that is technical analysis. We're going to be looking at graphs, we're going to be looking at numbers, we're going to be looking at mostly objective things, right? Numbers don't lie. Well, make sure you do your own research and do your own thinking on this. But here is my perspective. I truly believe in sharing what I think with you, because what good is it to me if I only know it? So this is what I think. First of all, you cannot judge an asset off of its price. Me getting involved into the study of money, the medium of exchange, fiat currencies, commodities, stocks, now cryptographic currencies. There's one thing that a lot of people do not truly understand. I've gone over this in different videos, and that is the difference between cost, price, and value. Okay? There's three things, and those three things mean different things, okay? But all of them are equally important. Actually, I think the price is ultimately the product of value and cost. But I'm not going to go off of on a tangent. I do that quite often. So if there is such three things about an asset, you cannot truly judge an asset off of just its price. Why? Because Bytecoin at previous times has been number 9 on CoinMarketCap. Twice, I believe. So Bytecoin is a very valued asset, overshadowed now by its fork, Monero, XMR. But again, I diverge. We're talking about objective versus subjective. I will give you the numbers, I will give you the graph, we will draw the lines and everything, okay? We will do the analysis. But before we even begin, is anybody questioning why we have Bytecoin's volume for 24 hours to be $21,000? 22 to be generous? The whole 2 Bitcoins globally? You're gonna tell me that's all that's traded? Nobody's questioning this? Nobody's saying, hey, is this number accurate? There's no way. There's more than 21,000 people in my neighborhood. I'm not saying that everybody knows about Bytecoin, but we're talking about on a global scale. All I'm saying is, before we even start the technical analysis, you need to understand that there's something bigger that's happening that is allowing for such a thing to happen. One of the things is this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's kind of unfair to compare the two, but should we keep going? You understand what I'm saying? So there's things that are affecting how much is being traded, what the current price is. Do not ever say that any cryptocurrency is crashing. Do not ever say that anything is going dead or the value has dropped. The value only drops if the actual asset malfunctions. There is value already in anything that is cryptographically backed, something that is finite, let alone security features, etc. You cannot tell me apples to apples. Cryptographic asset compared to a cryptographic asset. Why this is occurring, and then you have something that does much more is here with this. So we will take a look at analysis, but always remember that something else is at play. And until we have decentralized exchanges and we let the people decide where they want to put their money at, we will have such delistings, random, etc. So let's take a look. What do we have? Look at this. Look at this graph. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. For anyone who's interested in an asset and you're looking at this graph, today is a good day. Now, technical analysis. Now let's go back to what we were talking about. Here at Bytecoin Guru, when we talk about technical analysis, we're going to be taking a look at two different pairs, the Bytecoin to USDT and Bytecoin to BTC. Both of them are important. One of them I think is even more important, but we'll go over that in a little bit. Bytecoin Guru uses a different set of technical analysis tools that will ultimately help us gain more information about the current and future market movement that is based on past and current events. Okay, I will use TradingView for that, and you can use that yourself. It's absolutely free, and you can use all of the tools that you're seeing me use. But at first, we're going to start with the basics. I'm only going to do analysis of a couple of tools in the beginning, and then hopefully with more people inquiring about more tools being used, we'll go over those. I'm a believer of simplicity, and the ones that we're going to be using do quite a lot already. They cover a ton of information, and they can give you a pretty good idea of where things are going, provided that, of course, there's no manipulation, there's no force of hand from regulations, and etc. So first, we're looking at time intervals. Time intervals are the time frames that you're going to be looking at the graph under. Also trend lines, we're going to be using trend lines of support and resistance. RSI, we're going to be using the indicator to see if anything is oversold or overbought. The MACD is fantastic. It does show us changes in strength, direction, momentum, duration of a trend, a bunch of things. And it can also foreshadow a downtrend or a uptrend. So, well, this is kind of a part of this, but it shows us a bunch. So we're going to be using that, and you're also going to be able to see and maybe even predict where the price is heading to. Now, none of us are magicians. I might be a guru, but I'm still not a magician, okay? So nothing is 100%. But knowledge is power. The more that you know about something, the better off you are explaining it. So let's take a look. Now, looking at this, people will look at it and be like, well, how am I supposed to know where it's going? Obviously, it's flat and not going anywhere. Well, you're right. So trend lines, one of the things that we talked about, and this is, we're looking at this on a 1-day chart where each one of these little guys is a day, and this is covering, since 2016. So about 3 or 5 year chart. Yeah, there you go, 5-year chart. So this will give us the big picture comparatively to where the price has been before. Why is this important? Because we cannot ignore the fact that Bytecoin has been 2 cents before. Okay, with no coins burned, no nothing, it has reached 2 pennies. It has reached more than 2 pennies. It did reach 96 pennies in Binance when it was first listed, and some people actually got to take advantage of that. So at the end of the day, all I need to hear is one story. of someone making money or someone being able to purchase it for $1. Anyways, so one of the things that we look at is we look at previous performance and we base the charts that way. So I'm going to go here on the trend line, which is going to be your second option. We're just going to do a simple trend line. Bam. I'm going to click on the first and I'm going to run it. And you can make a generalization of kind of do an estimate, an average, should you say, of where the general resistance has been. Every single time it goes up to that point, it goes down. And then it tries to reach that point again, and then it goes down. So this is foreshadowing. If it continues to go like this, which is what a trend is, you draw just a longer line and you choose your date. Okay, in 2020, most likely it is going to be 5 pennies. Very bullish very bullish prediction, but you never know. Again, this is just speculating. Now, one thing that I have noticed actually from looking at a graph from a different perspective is if you zoom in or you kind of stretch things out, we're starting to develop a double bottom, which hasn't shown all of the signs yet, but we can almost start to see it coming, considering that the price might be having a hard time going past that previous low. So if we draw it out, what do we see? A W. The thing is, if the price goes past this important line, the neckline, we might be looking at new highs. So there are a couple of things that will signal us. One is that support line, and anytime that the price reaches it and fails to go past it, example would be twice in this case, you have 1, bam, 2, bam. What are you gonna get? You're most likely gonna get new highs, and in this case we're almost seeing that W. So from now on, my friends, if you see the price go anything lower than, that's not a good line, if it goes anything south than this, then yeah, we have some things to talk about, and you best believe Bytecoin Guru will be back on it. But chances are that the price is going to reach that support line and it's going to go right back up. So we're looking at anything in September, any type of move in September. It will definitely be by the end of the year. Now this is just judging off of previous patterns. I like someone has said, history never repeats itself. It does rhyme though. So it's not going to go probably the same. It might move around here and then move up. But generally that's what it will do. Now, this is just us judging off of looking at the graph. It is important to take and use different indicators. So what is another one that we talked about? We talked about the MACD. The MACD shows a ton. So let's remove all drawing tools, go to indicators, and just scroll down. MACD, bam. Moving average, convergence, divergence. All right, so if we're looking at the MACD in comparison to the price, we're looking at a bullish signal. Why are we looking at that? Why are we seeing this? Well, because usually after red you have green and it alternates. Red, green, red, green, red, bam, bam, bam. What's next? But also, what you want to look at is that blue line, which is your MACD line, and this is your signal line. Every time that the MACD goes and breaks the signal line from the bottom going up, that is a bullish signal. So it crosses that signal line going up, that means the price is likely to go up. If it's going down, it's likely to go down. Example, right over here. Now, my friends, I'm sure most of you guys know this, but again, I'm doing these videos for beginners as well. I want people who are beginning to get introduced to cryptocurrency to also have an idea of Bytecoin and that such a thing does exist as well. So, bam, right over here, you see this? The MACD, the blue line, crossed the signal line and was going south. So where did the price go? So this line right here corresponds to the same time. Okay. So perfect. So what are we looking at on a one-day chart? This is looking bullish. Why? Because the MACD line is below the signal line, and usually it doesn't like to stay there. Once it goes up, we might be seeing anything. If it starts to go up and the price doesn't go up, it will definitely have a more bullish push and more force, more tension, should you say. But once it breaks that zero line right here, my friends, this line right here, we will be looking fantastic. Either way, doesn't matter which way it goes, it crosses the zero line and it goes upwards, you best believe that the price is going to go up. So what does that coincide with? Our prediction that there might be a W and we might be winning. That's my general rule of thumb. If you see a M, you best believe you might be looking at a very long bearish market. It's okay. We've experienced it. Look at that. I don't even know how many months. Since December 2018. Almost 12 months of just solid sideways trading. Okay, so that's one. The other one that we wanted to talk about was RSI, the relative strength index. The relative strength index is very, very awesome. I like it because it tells me one very simple thing. After I've looked at the price, after I've looked at the momentum, which way it's going. Right now it was going south, and truth be told, I can see that in the price. It's going south. Bam, it's going south. It crossed the zero line going south. It predicted a bearish move. So after I've looked at the price, after I've looked at the MACD, and I've looked at the momentum, the strength, the direction, and all that good stuff, now it's just a matter of, hey, are people buying or are people selling? Let's take a look. What we're going to do is we're going to go to indicators. We're going to scroll all the way down, almost, to the relative strength index. We might as well just star that. Bam. Now, what does that tell us? That goes on a range from usually 30 being low and 70 being high. And that tells us whether the stock or whatever we're looking at is oversold or overbought. When it goes south, it's oversold. People have sold too much. Okay, they've sold too much. Most likely, people who are ready to buy are gonna go in, because once you sell something and you sell too much of it, the price goes low, and that's an opportunity for someone else to buy it at a cheaper price. So usually that foreshadows a bullish move, which means an upward trend. So right now we're very close to that line. Once it reaches that, we're getting into dangerous territory. That means at any point it can jump right back up. Why? Because as we can see, most of the movement of the price happens between that 70 and 30 range. If it goes above that, it's for a short time and it goes right back down. So right now we're pushing the limit. Man, what are we pushing to the limit? Look at this. This is pushing discounts to the max. So RSI, it's showing us as almost oversold. Anything below that 30 would be definitely oversold. So what goes up must come down. Again, my friends, this is how the market moves. I talk to a lot of people. People do not like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because it does this. They do not like this. They do not understand buy low, sell high. So they freak out. They trade with their emotions. Why trade with your emotion? Trade with your brain. Learn more, get better. Knowledge is power. Okay? So, very simple. I mean, my friends, I'm not going to be foreshadowing over here a particular price, but like I said, draw a couple of trend lines and see how things go. One of the things I want to tell people, and if you ever want to take a look yourself, if you go to Bytecoin, bam, and you go to historical data, and here you can take a look at all time, and I will scroll all the way down for you. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. This was the price of Bytecoin in dollars, US dollars, on June 17th, 2014. The high was 65, the low was 60. 4 zeros, 65. Three zeros, 62. At the end of the day, in 5 years, this asset has produced you with 1000% return on investment, ROI. You can also take a look at this right over here. Roughly 1000% in the last 5 years. Please tell me which investment opportunity will give you 1000% in about 1200 days. Anyways, one thing I do want to also bring to your attention, because we're looking at price. Bytecoin is only 6 Satoshi. Eventually people are going to be talking about Bitcoins as Satoshis. So remember that. This is as far down as it can get. So study more, learn, and because knowledge is power, and the more knowledge, the more powerful you get. My dear friends, that's it for me. Make sense of the things that you see. Do your due diligence. Take a look at everything and use all of the tools that are available to you. Do not listen to what people are saying. Hear what people are saying and do your own research. Okay? If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to let me know. This is pretty simple. Later on we can go into Fibonacci retracements and how insanely accurate some things get. But this is all you need. You just need to know what the movement is of the price, whether or not people are selling or buying, and every once in a while look at the price. But like Dr. McAfee says, forget the price. Any price is good if only 5% of the population know about it. So remember, digital scarcity is insane. It will change our digital society, and quite a lot of things to look forward to, my dear friends. So that's it from Bytecoin Guru and technical analysis for Bytecoin. Prediction on price, I predict it to be the right price. The right price for someone to research, the right price for someone to observe and place a footnote in history, because that is going to be a day that you're going to be talking about. Today, Bytecoin being at less than 1/10 of a penny. My dear friends, talk to you guys later. Much love. And if you have any questions, like I said, do not hesitate to let me know. Comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.